We were waiting in line to order our meals at the restaurant, but the line was long and Selma started complaining. "Clean this mess, you dirty little rodents. You're disgusting."
Ma'am, you're the one that's disgusting and rude. Can't you see we're only 2 workers here?
Are you out of your mind? How dare you talk to me like that? I'm a very important person from the Ministry of Health. Selma took out an old student card that she'd been carrying around for 20 years and started waving it around like it was an official ID.
Since when do you work for the Ministry of Health?
Quiet, they don't know that.
Selma jumped on a table and started shouting.
You'll regret this, I swear. Come clean this table or I'll get you all fired.
You might think that Selma is my mom or my older sister.
Nope, Selma is my BFF, who's 19 years older than me. I met her 2 years ago when I started my part-time job. I don't know why or how we became BFFs. And also, I might have a crush on her son, or maybe I might be his girlfriend, and he may have also promised to marry me tomorrow. Sheesh, I didn't mean to confuse you. Let me start again. Hi, my name is Maddie, and before I continue, please like and subscribe. It all began when I was in high school and my dad lost his job. He worked for this big construction company, and one day he got distracted, fell off his ladder, broke his hip, and hit his head. After that, things were never the same. Mom started working all the time, and when she was home, she and Dad always fought. I did my best to cheer Dad up. I told him jokes, cooked his favorite meals, but nothing helped. Dad couldn't work anymore, so he sat around the house all day peering out the window. I don't like that new mailman. Did you see his beady eyes? And those weird neighbors are spying on me. They weren't spying on you, they were just saying hello. It got so bad that Dad chased the mailman down the street and attacked the couple next door. After that, Dad never left the house. He just went online and started spending all our money on binoculars and cameras. The enemy is watching. Soon, money got really tight. With Dad's crazy antics and the bills piling up, I was always stressed out. Mom and I did our best to save as much as we could, but there was never enough. So, I had to get a part-time job. I applied to a coffee shop, a daycare center, a beauty salon, and I even applied to pick up poop at the zoo, but no one was hiring. Then, I met Selma. I was in line at the ATM behind this businessman when a kid came up and started asking the man for money. The man patted the boy on the head and told him to leave. Then Selma ran up to him screaming, "You monster! How dare you assault that sweet boy! I didn't touch that kid, you stupid old bat! Liar! I saw you with my own 2 eyes!" Selma called the police. The man got really mad and tried to shove Selma. I couldn't just stand by and watch that man hurt a lady, so I jumped on his back to stop him. Selma smacked him over the head with her purse. "Get away from me, you crazy witches!" The police came and arrested the man, but then his wig fell off and everyone was shocked. Apparently, he was a violent criminal on the run, wanted in 5 different countries. Selma and I were heroes. And the next day, Selma invited me to lunch to celebrate. She dragged me to this fancy restaurant where everyone was dressed in expensive clothes, and I felt so out of place. Oh, you can't eat here. You're dressed like a slob. Don't you talk to her like that, you stupid old prune. The owner got mad and started shouting at us. Then Selma cried like a baby. Oh, this mean man. He's going to throw me and my daughter out on the street. Selma winked at me and I played along. Yeah, he's so mean. We only wanted to celebrate something special here. Look, we're heroes. I whipped out a news clipping of me and Selma next to the robber we'd helped catch. The customers all started yelling at the owner, who apologized to us and gave us a free 5-course meal. After that, Selma and I started hanging out every day, and we became best friends. A week later, she hired me to work at her gym. She let me work at the front desk after school, which was perfect. She took me under her wing and taught me all about her business. And man, was she cheap. She'd reuse dirty paper towels, she'd only turn the lights on 1 hour a day, and she charged the customers to use the equipment by the minute. Soon, I caught up with the bills at home. My dad stopped being so paranoid, and life was good and less stressful. Then one day, everything changed. One night, I was about to close the gym when this gorgeous boy walked in. He had an amazing body and a perfect face, and he smelled like an ocean breeze. Excuse me, sir, we're closed. He must not have heard me because he walked right past me. I realized he had headphones on and he was playing his music pretty loud. I shouted and waved my arms to get his attention, but he still didn't see me. I ran after him, but I just mopped the floor and it was really slick. I slipped, lost my balance, then fell flat on my face right in front of him.
Hey, are you okay?
I'm fine, just embarrassed. I'm not always such a klutz. He laughed and helped me to my feet, and suddenly I felt a sharp pain in my knee.
Ooh, you scraped it pretty bad.
He picked me up and carried me to a chair. He grabbed the first aid kit, then cleaned and bandaged my wound. When he was finished, he looked up at me with his beautiful green eyes and smiled. My heart turned a dozen flips. Just then, Selma came out of her office.
Asher, what are you doing?
Asher took one look at Selma and said,
Hey, Mom.
Then he gave her a big hug. I was shocked. Mom? After that, Asher stopped by the gym all the time. And the more I got to know him, the more I couldn't believe that Asher was Selma's son. They were total opposites in every way. Selma was loud, Asher was quiet. Selma was rude, and Asher was the sweetest guy. He even bought me flowers for my birthday. Every time I saw Asher, I couldn't stop smiling like an idiot. I had a major crush on him, but I never told a soul. It would have been too weird dating Selma's son. Plus, Selma hated all of Asher's girlfriends. Anytime he brought one around to meet her, Selma sent them away crying and thought she was doing him a favor. I'm such a great mother, aren't I? If it wasn't for me, Asher would end up with a silly, stupid girl. He has such bad taste. I guess I'll be the one to choose his wife. Wait, shouldn't Asher be the one to choose who he wants to marry? That's absurd. I know what's best for my son. Selma walked away, and I didn't bring up the subject again. One night, Selma asked me to close the gym by myself so she could go on a hot date. By the time I finished cleaning the whole place and filing a ton of paperwork, it was well after midnight. As I was walking to the bus stop, these strange boys started following me. The streets were empty, all the shops were closed, and my phone barely had a signal. I didn't know what to do, so I sent Asher a message asking him for help along with my live location. I walked faster, but when I peeked behind me, the boys were even closer. So I started running as fast as I could, turning one corner and then another. Suddenly, I was in an alley in the bad side of town with nowhere to go. Just then, Asher appeared. He punched one of the boys in the face, kicked another in the nose, and sent them off running.
What were you thinking? It's not safe walking around here alone at night. It's not safe walking around here alone at night.
Selma had to go somewhere, and she gave me lots of stuff to do, and it got late.
Of course she did. I love my mom, but she's so selfish and inconsiderate sometimes.
Asher gave me a ride home and told me all about his troubles with Selma, and man, could I relate. My dad could be annoying and controlling too. Selma's not so bad. I think she means well. She only wants what's best for me and you. Then Asher gave me the strangest look.
Did she tell you?
Tell me what? He blushed and looked away.
Mom figured out that I have a crush on you.
As soon as he said it, my heart skipped a beat.
I know, I'm not your type.
Wait, no, that's not true.
You what?
I have a crush on you too. After that, Asher and I started hanging out every night after work, but we didn't tell Selma, even though it made me uncomfortable lying to her. But I couldn't afford to make her mad and lose my job. Plus, Selma was on a mission to get Asher to date one of her rich friend's daughters, and he insisted we keep our relationship a secret for now. On Valentine's Day, Asher planned a special date for us, but Selma was suspicious.
I think Asher has a girlfriend that he's hiding from me. I bet she's an evil witch.
She might be nice if you give her a chance.
Oh, don't be silly. She'll try to steal his money and break his heart, but I won't let her. I'm gonna find out who she is and teach her a lesson. I'll run her out of town. I might even get her arrested.
I told Asher about Selma's plan.
Don't worry, there's no way she'll find out about us. Our secret is safe.
That night, Asher took me out to dinner, but Selma kept calling his cell phone and texting him non-stop. Later, we were walking along the beach when we heard a strange noise. We turned toward the sound, then saw a huge monster crawl out of the water and dart straight toward us. Asher and I ran for our lives, but I tripped on a rock. The monster lurched toward us and into the light. Then we realized it was Selma in disguise.
You big fat liars! Mom, I can explain.
Selma ignored Asher and marched up to me.
I knew it was you, Maddie. You broke my heart. You broke my heart.
We tried to apologize, but Selma refused to talk to us. Every time she saw us, she'd burst into tears and run away. Asher and I felt so bad we begged Selma for forgiveness.
I'll forgive you both, but on one condition.
What is it?
I get to plan the wedding.
Asher and Salma jumped for joy. Asher hadn't asked me to marry him. We'd only been dating for 3 months. But he and Salma seemed so happy about a wedding that I didn't want to dampen the mood, which was a big mistake. Salma got even worse as the wedding planner. She didn't let me and Asher have a say about anything. She made the florist cry.
Are you blind or just stupid? This bouquet is horrible.
She gave the baker a panic attack, and she got meaner and more judgmental by the day.
You're going to have to change your hair if you want to marry my son. And your wardrobe. Maybe lose a little weight too. Have you considered plastic surgery?
No, I like how I look.
That's a funny joke. I'll schedule an appointment with my surgeon tomorrow.
I tried to talk to Asher about Salma, but he wasn't much help.
Everything's gonna be fine. My mom knows best. We shouldn't make her mad. Plus, everyone gets nose jobs at some point, right?
As the wedding grew closer, Salma got on my last nerve. She followed me and Asher around everywhere. We never got a moment to ourselves. She tried to tell us what to eat and when to sleep. One time, Asher tried to kiss me, and Salma dropped a bucket of water on our heads. Save it for after the wedding. Another time, this guy came into the gym and smiled at me. Salma chased him away with a baseball bat, then accused me of cheating on Asher. It took 3 hours to calm her down. The final straw was when my parents offered to host the wedding at our house. They invited me and Salma to a beautiful brunch in the backyard, and it had taken them a week to make all the arrangements. But Salma took one look and laughed in their faces.
You must be joking. This place is a dump. My son can't get married here.
Salma went on and on about how cheap everything looked, and my mom started to cry. My dad got so mad he smashed his tinfoil hat. At that point, I had enough. That's it. I'm calling off the wedding.
You can't do this to me.
This isn't about you, Salma.
I told you, honey. She's a silly, stupid girl. I took her under my wing, and I tried to teach her manners.
Manners? You're the rudest, cheapest, weirdest person I know. I'm tired of your nasty attitude. I'm done with you telling me what to do. I quit this job, and I'll never marry your son. I stormed out of there. Asher ran after me.
Maddie, please don't go. You know how my mom is. You just have to let her have her way sometimes. Let her think she's in control.
She is in control. She's taken over our entire lives.
It's not that bad. She's run my life for years, and I turned out okay. Everything will be fine, I promise. We just have to follow her rules.
No, Asher, I can't.
Just do it for me, for us. And my trust fund? It's like $500,000.
No way! Not for you or all the money in the world. You weak mama's boy! That was the last time I saw Asher and Salma. To be honest, walking away from Asher and Salma was the best decision I ever made. And after that, I never let anyone put me down or boss me around. I guess I have crazy Salma to thank.